lived a young merchant named Ivan Dmitri Aksionov. He had 2 shops and a house of his own. Aksionov was a handsome, fair-haired, curly-headed fellow, full of fun and very fond of singing. When quite a young man, he had been given to drink and was riotous when he had too much. But after he married, he gave up drinking, except now and then. One summer, Aksionov was going to the Nizhny Fair.
I'll be going to the Nizhny Fair.
Ivan Dmitri, don't start today. I have a bad dream about you.
You are afraid that when I go to the fair, I shall go on to the spree.
I don't know what I am afraid of. All I know is that I have a bad dream about you. You returned to the town, and when you took off your cap, I saw that your hair was quite gray.
That's a lucky charm. Goodbye, my dearest.
When he had traveled halfway, he met a merchant whom he knew, and they put up at the same inn for the night. They had some tea together, and then went to bed in adjoining rooms. When he had gone about 25 miles, he stopped for the horses to be fed. Aksionov rested a while in the passage of the inn.
Who are you? I am Ivan Dmitri. I came last night. Where did you spend last night? Why do you cross-question me as if I am the thief? I am the police officer of this district. And this morning, the merchant was found dead. Whose knife is this? How come that there is a blood in that knife? This morning, the merchant was found dead. And you are the only person who could have done it. I am innocent. Please believe me. I am innocent. Please believe me. Explain yourself in the jail.
His wife was in despair and did not know what to believe. Her children were all quite small. One was a baby at her breast. Taking them all with her, she went to the town where her husband was in jail. At first, she was not allowed to see him, but after much begging, she obtained permission from the officials and was taken to him. When she saw her husband in prison dress and in chains, shut up with thieves and criminals, she fell down and did not come to her senses for a long time.
What happened to you?
They suspected me to kill the merchant, whom I just met for a night.
Then what can we do now?
We must petition to Charlie, not to let a person perish.
I've sent a petition to her, but it wasn't accepted. It was not for nothing. I have read her hair turned gray. You remember? Vanya dearest, tell me the truth. Was it you who did it?
So you two suspected me? You must go away. Goodbye, my dearest. Seems that only God can know that.
Aksionov was condemned to be flogged and sent to the mines. So he was flogged with a nut, and when the wounds made by the nut were healed, he was driven to Siberia with other convicts. For 26 years, Aksionov lived as a convict in Siberia. His hair turned with as snow, and his beard grew long, thin and gray. All his mirth went, he stooped, he walked slowly, spoke little, and never laughed, but he often prayed. In prison, Aksionov learned to make boots, and earned a little money, with which he bought the lives of the saints. He read this book when there was light enough in the prison, and on Sundays, in the prison church, he read the lessons and sang in the choir, for his voice was still good. The prison authorities liked Aksionov for his meekness, and his fellow prisoners respected him. They called him grandfather and the saint. When they wanted to petition the prison authorities about anything, they always made Aksionov their spokesman. And when there were quarrels among the prisoners, they came to him to put things right and to judge the matter. No news reached Aksionov from his home, and he did not even know if his wife and children were still alive. One day, a fresh gang of convicts came to the prison. In the evening, the old prisoners collected round the new ones and asked them what towns or villages they came from and what they were sentenced for. Among the rest, Aksionov sat down near the newcomers and listened with downcast ear to what was said.
What town or village did you come from? Why are you in prison?
Well, friends, I only take a horse that was tied to a sledge, and I use it to go home earlier. But they say that I stole it. But then the owner of that horse is my friend. So how come that they will say that I stole it? Well, in fact, they do not know where I stole it. I really did something wrong and ought by rights to come here again. Now I have been sent here for nothing at all. But guys, I'm telling you, I've been to Siberia before, but I did not stay long.
Where are you from?
From Vladimir. My family are of the town. My name is Mahar, but they call me Seminov.
Tell me, Seminov, do you know anything of the merchant Aksionov Vladimir? Are they still alive?
Know them? Of course. I do. The Aksionovs are rich, though their father is in Siberia. A sinner like ourselves, it seems. As for you, granddad, how did you come here?
For my sin, I have been in prison 26 years.
What sin?
Well, I must deserve to be in prison.
He was accused of killing a merchant.
Merchant? Well, this is wonderful. Really wonderful. But how old you grown, granddad?
Have you seen him before?
It's wonderful that we should meet here. Let's.
Perhaps, Seminov, you have heard of that affair, or you may have seen me before.
How could I help hearing the words full of rumors? But it's a long time ago, and I've forgotten what I've heard.
Perhaps you heard who killed the merchant.
It must have been in the whose bag that knife was found. So someone else hide the knife. There is not thief till he's caught. As the saying is, how could anyone put a knife into your bag while it was under your head? It would surely have rolled up.
When Aksionov heard these words, he felt sure this was the man who had killed the merchant. He rose and went away. All that night Aksionov lay awake. He felt terribly unhappy, and all sorts of images rose in his mind. There was the image of his wife as she was when he parted from her to go to the fair. He saw her as if she were present. Her face and her eyes rose before him. He heard her speak and laugh. Then he saw his children, quite little, as they were at that time, one with a little cloak on, another at his mother's breast. And then he remembered himself, as he used to be young and merry. He remembered how he sat playing the guitar in the porch of the inn where he was arrested, and how free from care he had been. He saw in his mind the place where he was flogged, the executioner, and the people standing around, the chains, the convicts, all the 26 years of his prison life, and his premature old age. The thought of it all made him so wretched that he was ready to kill himself. One night, as he was walking about the prison, he noticed some earth that came rolling out from under one of the shelves on which the prisoners slept. He stopped to see what it was. Suddenly, Makar Semenov crept out from under the shelf and looked up at Aksionov with frightened face. Aksionov tried to pass without looking at him, but Makar seized his hand and told him that he had dug a hole under the wall, getting rid of the earth by putting it into his high boots and emptying it every day on the road when the prisoners were driven to their work.
Be silent, old man. Do not call the police, or else I will kill you before they kill me. Just wait for a while and you will be set free later.
You have already seen me for long.
What are you talking about? Sweet.
The soldier noticed that one or other of the prisoners emptied some dirt out of his boots. The prison was searched and the tunnel was found. You are a truthful old man. Tell me before God, who dug the hole? Well, old man, tell me the truth. Who has been digging under the hole?
I cannot say, Your Honor. It is not God's will that I should kill. You are letting me. I am. What more do you want from me? Why you have come here? What do you want? Go away, or else I will call the guard.
I want you to forgive me.
Forgive? For what for?
I was the one who killed the merchant. And I was the one who hid the knife in your bag. I meant to kill you too, but I heard a noise from outside. That's why I hid the knife in your bag and then escaped from the window. Ivan Dmitri, forgive me. I will confess that I was the one who killed the merchant. And I will ask that they're going to release you. Please forgive me.
It is easy for you to talk, but I had suffered for these 26 years. Where could I go now? Where could I go now? My wife is dead, and my children is forgotten me. I have nowhere to go.
Ivan Dmitri, forgive me. Please forgive me. For God's sake. For God's sake, I know you have a good heart. Please forgive me. I will ask them to set you free now. Just forgive me, in God's sake.
In spite of what Aksionov had said, Makar Semenov confessed his guilt. But when the order for his release came, Aksionov was already dead.